Welcome to Dhammahadaya, your Monday's favorite English Dhamma discussion. So as we all welcome you, I would like to bring forth a quote. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. So I thought of bringing this quote to you because we are about to relate to something that deals with inner peace, happiness. It's about meditation. So to conduct this discussion, to carry on this discussion, we have invited a resource personnel who is of course no stranger to all the Dhammahadaya fans so far. But anyway, let me introduce him to you. He is Mr. Vipula Wanigasekera. He is a former senior diplomat, Director General of Sri Lanka Tourist Board, and he is currently a senior lecturer at the National School of Business Management. He also conducts meditation sessions for tourists, especially foreigners who come to Sri Lanka, which he has been carrying on for the past 2 years. And I would also like to bring up the fact that he is also the proud author of the book Pointers to Enlightenment. So, Mr. Vipula Wanigasekera, we warmly welcome you to Dhammahadaya once again, I would say. And since I told our viewers that we are about to discuss about something that generates inner peace, something that generates happiness, that is meditation. So, sir, how would you describe meditation to a layman?
Yes, meditation by definition is a practice of contemplation with a view to achieving a mundane gain, such as what you just mentioned, like inner peace, tranquility, and calming down your mind, stilling your mind, tranquilizing your mind, and these are said to be, the immediate benefits that one could gain as a result of meditation. In fact, even in United States, that they are encouraged to practice meditation, especially the heart patients, because they have seen positive results as a result of meditation. And then there are others who are spiritual seekers who get involved fairly heavily in meditation, and they are looking for something, what we call something hereafter, or something spiritual, and to be free from what we say is suffering, probably caused by anxiety, worries, anger, hatred. And I think the society is going through immense suffering, and meditation is considered an effective practice with which one could find solace from these mundane as well as supramundane stages. So meditation is an ancient word, although we are discussing this from a Buddhist perspective. It has been there even before. There are Hindu types of meditation, Jaina types of meditation, and Vedanta and yoga, yeah, and also transcendental, and Taoism, and that is Lao Tzu's. So there are various types of meditation. But if I remember correctly, breathing meditation, Anapanasati, was first introduced by the Lord Buddha, if I'm correct according to the scriptures. Then we come to the Buddhist types of meditation, and it describes in scriptures from Anapanasati to Kayagata Sati, or the meditation is divided into Samatha and Vidarshana, and then it is very well described in Visuddhimagga, the 40 types of Buddhist
Samasatalis Kamatahan, the 40 types.
Exactly. And then
that's Samatha, I think.
Samatha, yeah. But of course it is linked to Vidarshana as well.
Of course.
And for instance, anything that is eventually connected to Anichcha Dukka Anaththa is obviously something to do with Vidarshana. The difficulty is that you cannot draw a line. And there are 10 kasinas and 10 asubas and 10 anusatis, and then you have the meditation on Brahma Vivaranas, and then Arupa Jhanas and so on. So these are categorized and classified very well in Visuddhimagga. And so here you have a wide range of a selection with which you could at least give it a try and see whether whatever that is said, that the benefits about meditation, one needs to experience and see. So this is basically what meditation is all about. It's a subject which is widely spoken across the world, and people, one way or another, they try to attempt to meditate, and they follow certain gurus, and there are a lot of Buddhists who practice meditation, and I'm sure most of them are benefiting from various techniques of Buddhism.
Yeah, and as you said, even though it is a subject which is widely spoken, I think probably a certain part of it cannot be explained until you experience, and probably there is only you can explain it to some extent only.
Meditation is experiential, because it is not knowledge. It is not a knowledge that can be imparted. So one needs to practice to know what it's all about. I have been practicing meditation for nearly 2 decades. So there are a lot of people who describe various techniques and what could happen if you do this, you will experience certain things. It's okay to describe those experiences, but what is wise to do is to at least you start with samatha and follow certain techniques and see how you turn your attention to yourself, because it's, as you rightly said at the beginning, it's see whether you have missed out something.
Peace comes from within. Do not seek without.
Exactly, because it all depends on how you interpret what is there outside. But very few people contemplate on themselves, and that's exactly what meditation is all about. If you want to know something about who you are and what you are, meditation is the answer.
Okay. Yes, sir. Now, actually, you spoke. You just happened to say that meditation itself was not introduced only in Buddhism, but it was introduced maybe many years before, and there are other religions like Jainism and also yoga and various other religions and philosophies that practice meditation as well. So how do you see what difference do you see in the meditation practiced by other religions and that being practiced in Buddhism?
Well, now if you look at various other philosophies, they have 2 kinds of objectives. One is you meditate to have some immediate mundane benefits, and it could well be peace of mind, or to get away from the rush world, or find some kind of tranquility. That's one aspect of meditation from the perspective of other religions. And the other aspect is that certain philosophies advocate this development of the mind with which you are able to acquire certain supernatural powers. Of course, it is described in Buddhism as well, but the primary objective is that when you are able to control your mind, when you are able to supersede your mind, you will develop certain powers, and some of these powers are described like you can go back and see how you have traveled in samsaric journey.
You can walk on a surface of water, like that. Yeah.
Exactly, and then also you can read others' minds, and it's
Parachitta Vijanana.
Yes, exactly, and of course now one might probably say it's like opening someone else's letter, which is not advocated. Because, and at the end, two things happen. These are all impermanent. It's nothing stays. So even if you are able to experience certain blissful states, we must remember that nothing is permanent. So the law of impermanence operates everywhere. And I can tell you from my own experiences, some of those blissful experiences, they are guaranteed. If you practice samatha, there are times that you come across, they are very beautiful experiences. And then invariably you get attached to them.
Very much.
On the one hand. And then on the other hand, then you are again caught up in the mind game. And you only realize that it is another trick of the mind to take you on a nice journey. And you are back in the same place. And finally, you are wondering why you don't enter these blissful states anymore. So Buddhist meditation, on the other hand, yes, all that is explained. Yes, you go through all these, you can experience these various experiences. But at the same time, anything that is linked to the understanding or realization of Anichcha, Dukka and Anaththa, and that anything that leads someone to the understanding of the reality, and Anichcha, Dukka, Anaththa is the reality, and that is the true nature of life, and that is what makes Buddhism unique. So whether it comes through meditation or by other means, that is the core message of the Lord Buddha. So meditation certainly helps. But again, one has to realize that Buddhist philosophy prescribes these meditation techniques, but finally you must bear in mind the reality, that is the law of impermanence and the dukkha and anitya.
Yeah. So when you actually spoke of meditation practiced by other faiths, now most of them practice it hoping maybe to achieve supernormal powers and maybe to achieve some tranquility in mind. But then, so I have read in certain books, particular books, maybe on positive thinking and all that, that if you want something material, like if you need something, if you need some material success, then there were even meditations, craving for those. And I don't think that they will give you tranquility. You have any idea on those?
What you're suggesting is that there are some meditation techniques which help you to eventually achieve what you are desirous of reaching?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't know.
I mean, it's not something like Nibbana, if some material success, or maybe you want to have a good job, something like that.
It may well be true, but it has not been established, or the correlation of that. Well, if you contemplate on something and then that will help you to perform better in your office, that will help you to perform better in your business.
It's like you're always dreaming that this will happen to you. This will
I know,
successful.
But then look at the danger, because all what we are expecting in the future may not materialize.
Sure.
And that is a fact in life. You expect certain things to happen. Some dreams actually come true, but others you really have to drop the idea of pursuing because they will not materialize. So in such a situation, what you go through all these practices in addition to your normal effort. Say if you want to be a doctor, you pass certain examination, then you go to the medical college, and then if someone tells the student, if you start meditating, you will be able to clear your mind. It will help you to memorize certain things that you are supposed to memorize. There is no harm in doing that. But at the same time, there is no direct correlation of that to the eventual achievement, which is more or less contingent upon your commitment, your effort, your perseverance. So meditation may help But of course, we are talking something else. Like, as Buddhists, there is a message that Lord Buddha has left behind, and there is a need for us. After all, this Dhamma has been preserved for that purpose. It's not, you can be anybody and you can be successful. And Lord Buddha has given certain teachings for people to lead a good life. But when it comes to success, how is it measured? It all depends on how the success is measured. And there's anyone who is successful in extending metta, karuna, mudita, is there a measurement? That is how we look at success. And therefore, one should not, it is okay at mundane level. You bring all the teachings of Dhamma in your mundane day-to-day life and see how it helps you to be successful and how it helps you to be free from illnesses and how it helps you to be, all that is fine. But is that the core message of the Lord Buddha? And that is something that we need to contemplate very seriously. I think unlike before, if you look at the way the society is drifting towards various extremes, it is time for us to really concentrate on the core message and see how we get there. And if meditation is one practice that is helping us to do so, by all means.
So, Carlo, Ayanti, I think time has come for us to ponder upon and really consider what is the core message of Buddhism. And yes, with that, now, since we have been talking about this, very popular topic, meditation, sometimes, many times that we have spoken about it, and each time with a new angle of looking into it and new aspects and new techniques. Not techniques in the sense new approaches to practice meditation and all that. So why do you think it's very popular, especially these days? Why do you think people are so, very interested or very keen in, meditating?
This is a good question, because I remember when I was interviewed by this Buddhist philosopher, and then Mr. Alec Robertson, long years ago, when he had this, what I think that program, it was a radio channel. He asked me the same thing. Even at that time, people were of the opinion that more and more people are coming into meditation. Perhaps that may be because of what we see on the surface physically. And I would say your statement is true when it comes to the international arena. Yes, there are a lot of people who are coming into meditation, meditative practices internationally. Now in Sri Lanka, yes, we also had a kind of a trend. But unfortunately, people are so busy, they are indulged in their businesses and their workplace, they work long hours, so it is very difficult for them to find time. But certainly we see on poor days and whenever there are opportunities, they do practice meditation. What is important is not the knowledge. Wherever most of these people attend, meditation classes, meditation centers, what they are hearing is what we describe various types and what you are supposed to do and what are the things that you have. It immediately you start practicing. It doesn't matter what, whether it is anapanasati or anything, or meditation on metta. You start something, and when you feel that there is no progress, there's no, then you move on to something else, and then it is a personal experience. You will know exactly, depending on your predominant characteristics, you choose the right type of meditation. What is important in meditation is that although you see that there are a lot of people are coming into meditation, it is practice like a workout in a gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh,
you
yeah.
go at a particular time, you know, from 8 to 10 is my meditation time, or in the evening, I'm late for my meditation. So, you know, we can see people rushing into some place and then sitting. And because somehow people have got the notion meditation means definitely you have to go to a quiet place, and then you have to sit in a particular posture, and then you start dealing with your mind. You know, this is the basic notion. It may well be true because you need to go to a quiet place, you need to. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you feel that you have to at least try out half an hour or 1 hour. I think these are just ideas
Yeah.
for a person who is sincere, at least having the touch of the knowledge that what is Anitya, what is Dukkha, you know. That is something that you need to analyze and see. The law of impermanence. Why did Lord Buddha say that everything is impermanent? Everything is in the moving state to the other moment. With regard to the number of people who are coming into the meditation, there is a truth in that. Especially on Poe days, we can see the people, they have, during the daytime program, they have a separate segment for meditation. But what is really true is that in the international arena, a lot of people, more and more people are coming into meditation, mainly because of the fact that it is the word of mouth, and they know that there's something that they could gain at the end. I think what is important is that when it comes to Buddhist meditation, and that sutra have supported the core message, and then you have an idea as to what the core message is. So any meditative technique that is directed to the understanding of this, that is where one has to make a start. It would be sometimes a futile exercise, in spite of the fact that you think the meditation could help, to start meditation with the wrong idea, the wrong notion. Now, for example, there are a lot of people, because I conduct these sessions, they sit to meditate with the belief that, okay, I am sitting here, now I am going to meditate, and I will reach a goal. I will experience a blissful state, and I will be better than yesterday, and I will have a peace of mind. So you start something with the notion that this is going to help me to achieve something. I think this is the biggest error that a lot of people are making.
Okay.
So in spite of the number of people, the question is the way you are embarking on meditation correct? You know, if you make a mistake at the beginning, then you find the same number of people coming to you and say, I can't control my mind. You know, thoughts are coming one after the other. I just can't concentrate on something. And then the other people are saying, look, there is no progress. I have been meditating for years and years. I haven't moved an inch from where I used to be. And then some people are saying, you know, I used to meditate and I fall asleep. And then some people are saying, you know, we have been meditating and I have ended up with a headache. In that. So finally, what is important is that we know everyone is talking about the subject meditation, but what is the correlation of the number of people who are trying meditation and who are coming out and say, this has benefited me in this way? And has there been any kind of a transformation inside? And has there been any kind of a shift in your own attitudes? And has there been any kind of a change in your attitudes, in your way of dealing with problems, in your way of interacting with other people? That is the outcome.
Yeah. Now, since we spoke of, so how meditation would affect people, up to what extent do you think that meditation would help its practitioners?
In my own experience, in mundane terms, anyone who is stressed out, anyone who is going through some kind of an anxious period, and anyone who has day-to-day issues, it is a very good thing to sit and let go of things, for the moment, and settle. But if you think that it is going to bring them happiness all the time, and once again you are walking into a trap, once again you are making a mistake, because what happens is that, yes, for that moment you are free and you are happy and you are peaceful, but when you get up and walk out, you are back in the same mental noise, and you are caught up in the mind-driven activities, and then you will continue to meditate, but that will be the end of it. But essentially, those who are into samatha or meditation on tranquility or tranquilization, you need to go in depth. You need to go inside. You need to enter some kind of analysis of yourself, of the world, and your life. So when you come to that, then there is no looking back. Then you have a proper understanding. Then you are able, to a great extent, to be before the thought. There is invariably, a lot of people have to accept that you are driven by your mind. And it's a process of thoughts and conglomeration of thoughts. And one thing that effectively happens to a meditator who is sincere enough, I keep saying this, who is sincere enough, who is not looking for a better tomorrow, but you are here, and that is all you have. So what happens is that there is more mindfulness in you, with which you can be a witness to your own thoughts. You can be the observer of your own feelings. You can be the observer of your own emotions. And that is what we call experience.
Yeah, I would like to interrupt you, Sada. Now, you said if it's a person who sits to meditate, not looking for a better tomorrow, that his chances of success are, are more probable. But do you think that usually people sit to meditate looking for something, maybe to get rid of stress, with some sort of goal? So do you think that this is unsuccessful? This is going to be a barrier after all? Do you think that people would sit for meditation without any sort of expectations?
Yes. Everyone does something with an expectation.
Yeah.
So meditation has no difference. Now, for instance, I can give you an example when I conduct a meditation session. And this is in a way possible with a group of foreigners. Actually, my target audience is mainly tourists. And the first thing I tell them, which is part of the meditative session, and it is called guided meditation. The first thing I tell you is, I said, I have a bad news for you. You are not going to get anything from this session. And if you have any expectation that you are going to get some kind of a benefit, please drop it. So now it's a negative message, but there is a positive aspect behind that negative message. You are immediately brought back to yourself. Otherwise, they sit expecting something in front of you, which is your next moment. Your next moment in our life is always imaginary, whether it is going to materialize or not. Why bring that into meditation? Because that is how we live our entire life.
Exactly.
Living in the next moment. But in the meditation also, we are trying to say, okay, now you do this, and you end up in achieving something, and then after that, you reach akasa nayachana, and then neva sanya. No, here we say just drop your next moment. You are not going to get anything. And then after a while I tell them, there may be a possibility that you might drop something. You see the contrast. So that enables them to see, hey, this is nothing to do with me or my life story or the world. This is something else. So this session is going to be a program which is going to be something spiritual, nothing to do with yourself. So I said, you might probably drop your identity, your name, your background, your family, where you come from, what you are expecting tomorrow. You might even drop the idea of what you are going to have for dinner. You see, so this is the preamble in a guided meditation. And after all, you are talking about freedom from suffering, which cannot be connected to your day-to-day issues. These are all mind-created artificial kind of an identity. And the problems that I have are not the problems that a farmer is having in a farming area. The problems I have is not the problem that a politician is having. So those things have nothing to do with Dhamma. Dhamma is suffering and way out of suffering. So these are some of the techniques that are used, but this should not be misunderstood. You quite correctly raised this question because of this expectation means you are again desirous. The attachment, the clinging. You are sitting to meditate also.